Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, Canelo Alvarez has his fight with Liam Smith coming up. I'm going to do a little coverage on that, not too much, because honestly, I don't think it's a fight that quite frankly deserves it. But I will be doing some coverage on that fight later on this week, so stay tuned for that. But in other news that concerns Canelo, the cherry picking continues as it's being reported by BoxingScene.com that HBO has reached out to Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, and they are now interested in a fight with Kell Brook in wake of his fight with Eddie Golovkin, which was very, very exciting. Now, here's what the quote said. And this is from Eddie Hearn himself. He said, I quote, "Peter Nelson has already come up to me and said, we need to talk about Kell Brook. That was part of the plan to broaden the brand. So actually, it was a very smart move to move up to 160 for Golovkin. There is already interest from HBO in a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Kell next May. That's a fight Kell would absolutely love and has said so to me himself. Common sense would suggest that the fight Britain wants to see is Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. That should be possible. That should also be possible. Then there's Miguel Cotto, which would also be a huge fight. They are the three main ones we are looking at for his comeback. We want to go straight into a big one. So this is obviously I can't even say this is surprising anymore, that the fact that these middleweights want to keep fighting these freaking welterweights. Now, Kell Brook is a huge welterweight. Let's not get that twisted. He's really a 154 pounder. So I think unlike the Golovkin fight, where Golovkin's a proven full-fledged 160 pound middleweight, a Kell Brook Canelo fight. I think we could for the Golovkin fight we all could have tried to rationalize if he could win that one. But I think if there was one that actually he could win, would be the Canelo one, for the simple fact that he definitely has the size to deal with Canelo. Definitely has a boxing skill. I think his power. Well, actually, I don't know. I can't say his power would affect Canelo because I'm not sure how he's going to rehydrate on fight night, and that's really where my concern lies, because as we know, Canelo rehydrates like 175, and it can make things very unfair for his opponent in the ring. So with that being said, I really don't know. I'm sick of these matchups. The fight that needs to happen next for Kell Brook has to be Amir Khan. Okay, that's the fight boxing fans deserve. That's the fight UK boxing fans who sell out that stadium wherever the Kell Brook or Amir Khan fights. They sell the stadiums out in droves, pay top dollar to watch those guys fight, and they always support them. I think these two, being Kell, being Amir, being Eddie Hearn, they need to really give back to the British boxing fans who always support them and make the big super fight happen for those fans, because they deserve it. They 500,000 of them are buying Anthony Joshua pay-per-views. They saw this Golovkin Brook fight at 11 minutes. Come on now, let's meet the fans halfway. For Kell Brook, I actually agree with Eddie Hearn though. He's right, because Kell Brook, prior to the Golovkin fight, and not only fight most people had only seen from him, the only fight people really watched of Kell Brook's had been the Sean Porter fight, and we're talking as far as the American fight fans. We'd only really seen Kell Brook because of the Sean Porter fights, and then he was doing his thing, fighting no-name guys, mandatory type guys, Kevin Bizier, Frankie Gavins, the JoJo Dans of the world. But this fight really broaden the brand of Kell Brook, and it's going to open up more doors for bigger fights and bigger paydays for him. So, credit to Eddie Hearn for that. At least he's looking out for the best interests of his fighters from a financial sense, and himself as well, because he's a promoter. But that would be another big payday for Kell Brook if it does happen, and it's a much more winnable fight than GGG. I just want to see the best. I just want to see these matchups that fans have been salivating for years happen, like Brook versus Khan. That's the fight I really want to see. Is this going to be cool? Yeah, but that it's going to be another fight where it's on HBO, where it's most likely going to be in, because Canelo has more pull in boxing as far as numbers and money and pay-per-view buys. It'll probably be somewhere in America with the deck stacked against Kell Brook, and it won't be very exciting, honestly. But then again, we said about Golovkin versus Brook, so we don't know. Honestly, I want to see Kell Brook just either fight Amir Khan or campaign at 154 And I want to see Kell Brook fight these guys at 154. I think, there's some good fights to be made for him. Austin Trouts with the Charlos of the world. I think he could spank both the Charlos. I think he beats the living, hell out of Jermall Charlo. And as far as Jermell, right? Jermell. Oh no, is Jermall the bigger one? I forget. They're both of them. They're the same to me. Neither one of them really stand out. But I think he puts it on all three of those guys I just named. Trout, both the Charlos. Only guys that I think could probably be Kell Brook 154 would probably be like Demetrius Andrade, Julian Williams, and then what's his name? I think he could actually probably beat Lara. I think that's a fight he could win because of his speed, his skill, and his power. But those other two guys I think will be a lot harder test for him. But yeah, man, either fight Khan or campaign at 154. Just at some point, the foolishness has to stop. Okay. So yeah, that's what it is, man. HBO has reached out to Eddie Hearn and Kell Brook, a potential fight with Canelo Alvarez in May of next year. You would figure that probably be Cinco de Mayo weekend, which is always a huge weekend for boxing. But just want to get this out there. You guys let me know what you think about this potential matchup between Kell Brook and Canelo Alvarez. Is it something you would like to see? And if the fight does happen, do you think this is a much more winnable fight for Kell Brook than his fight for GGG? Leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.
Yo, this